Hey everybody.
Desktop NS20 connected.
Oh, why is it doing that? Alright. Let's see what I'm gonna make for dinner. Okay, I gotta do this. Before it starts to get bad. I have another thing of cards. Forgot about that. These are washed. Wash before use. All right. I'm just sad. Knowing on Friday my son ran away from me. That's how poisoned their minds are against their mother. Can you imagine somebody poisoning your children's minds against you? Poisoned, like completely poisoned. Caden wouldn't even look at it. They make you feel worthless. That's how Caden made me feel worthless. Never thought my children would ever make me feel worthless. Caden doesn't read my letters. He just wants to believe whatever he's programmed to believe. He doesn't want to read any of my letters. Let's see if the carrots are gone bad. I don't know if I... You bad. Are you bad? Like even with all the videos I've put out, everything. Nothing. No one come forward to try and help. They bad. I don't know. They're not organic, are they? Trader Joe's, cut and peeled. I don't know. Do I like them? I don't know. My children don't want to talk to me because they're believing whatever shit he's putting in their ears. They don't want to know the truth, and they don't want to talk to their mother. It's affecting my mental health because I feel like I'm helpless. I don't know what to do. If I had a lawyer, it would be different, but I don't have a lawyer. I don't have anyone. Hang on. Never thought in a million years Caden would turn his back on his mother, ever. I never thought in a million years he would turn his back on me. And that's exactly what he did. Caden wouldn't even look at me. Not even look at me. So he's angry at me, and I don't know why he's angry at me. Because all I've been doing is trying to reach out and talk to them. They won't talk to me. So I don't know what's going on in their heads. You know. Children, they should never have been put in the middle. My children talk to me, they'd understand that all he's doing is filling their minds up with garbage. But they won't talk to me. Caden won't talk to me. Because they've spent 8 years filling my children's minds up with garbage. Saying bad things about their mother. And my son won't talk to me, so I have no idea why he won't talk to me. I just feel completely alone. I feel like I have no one. I feel like I have absolutely nobody. I'm doing another GoFundMe and see if anybody will contribute. You just keep trying and trying and trying. Caden wouldn't even talk to me. He won't even talk to me. That's how much his mind is. He wouldn't even look at me. just walked away like I was garbage, like I was nothing, like I was going to kill him or something, or like I was going to put him in the back of my car. Absolutely disgusting. New Mexico Family Court is disgusting. Stephen Clump is disgusting. Armand Carrion, Judge Ramirez, they're all disgusting, horrible people. What they do to children. I mean, they allowed my children to be around a narcissist, gave a narcissist custody of my children, and now my children are so brainwashed that they won't even acknowledge me. Everything had to be in Paul Baca's terms. Like the visitations had to be in his terms. Everything had to be in his terms. I didn't get to choose anything. I didn't get to choose the therapist. There was no guardian ad litem. And nobody wants to help me. Like, nobody. Now my children hate me. They want nothing to do with me. Caden wouldn't even look at me. This son is a son that used to kiss me and hug me, and now he won't even look at me. Who wants to get treated like that? Like, who wants to get treated like garbage? That's how brainwashed my children are. To hate their mother. And Stephen Clump allowed it. Armand Carrion allowed it. The New Mexico Family Court is horrible. How they treat people is horrible. You know? I've been dealing with this for 8 years. I'm not on the list. I don't even know what my children's grades are. I can't talk to my kids. Now my children's minds are so poisoned against their mother. All thanks to Stephen Clump and Armand Carrion. All thanks to them for doing a shitty job. I mean, even Samuel Baca, the corrupt ex-police chief, he got to choose the therapist. He got to choose the therapist. There was never a guardian ad litem. There was nothing. Paul Brown Baca just got awarded everything. And I was treated like an outsider, like I was garbage. Now my children are so damaged. They want nothing to do with their mother. They're so damaged. And I'm supposed to do nothing? I'm supposed to just forget I have children? Because nobody that has money wants to help me. Nobody. And I've made so many videos. Like, I've made so many videos. And I still can't get anyone to help me. Like, nobody. You can't do this on your own. You know? You can't do this on your own. And I've been trying to do it on my own, but if no one's going to help me, what can I do? He got his way right from the beginning. All I want is a relationship with my children. And Paul Brian Baca has poisoned my kids against their mother. And I'm supposed to sit back and do nothing? Because that's what Stephen Clump wanted? Can you imagine your children's minds poisoned against you? Can you imagine? Poisoned. Absolutely poisoned against their mother. And the New Mexico Family Court allowed it. They were like, oh, you have to do a psychological evaluation. But they never provided any. And then they were like, well, you're refusing to do it. Everything was my word against his. The New Mexico family court doesn't give a shit about families. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about children. Because if they did, they wouldn't do this to my kids. I can't talk to my children. Now my children are running away from me because he's filled their minds with so much garbage. So much garbage. And the New Mexico family court allowed it because his father was an ex-police chief and because I wasn't born in New Mexico. Now my son won't even look at me. My son that used to hug me and kiss me, and I used to hug and kiss him, and I'd lie in bed until they fall asleep. Now I've got nothing. They've taken it all away from me. It's a complete joke to people. An absolute joke. Prisoners can see their children, but I can't. I went to school, I got 2 degrees. And then I couldn't get a job because I had posted so many videos about my children. And it's the very same children. They want nothing to do with me because Paul Brian Baca, Samuel Baca and Ginny Schulte have been filling my children's ears with garbage. They wouldn't even let me go to their communion. Now there's so much damage done. And no, I've no one to help me. I've no one to help me. I never thought in a million years Caden would run away from me. I never thought he was that poisoned. But he is. He wouldn't even look at me. He wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's how scared he is. And I don't even know what's in his mind because he won't talk to me. I don't know what their grades are. I don't know who their teachers are. I have no rights with my children. And I'm not a drug addict, and I don't drink, and I don't smoke, and I don't do weed, and I have my own place. But I might as well be a drug addict. I don't want to break this. These people are horrible people. Horrible people. And the New Mexico court is even worse. I mean, if they're doing this to me, how many other people are they doing it to? They're not protecting the children. How is keeping children away from their mother and siding with the other party? How is that protecting the children? I mean, he should have had to do an evaluation too. And the court should have provided one. And none of that happened. Like, none of it happened. Now it's been 8 years and my children are so brainwashed, they want nothing to do with their mother. All the letters that I've written, all the videos, everything I've done, all for nothing. I've literally had my life on hold. I never thought Caden would just run away from me. He wouldn't even look at me. He would not even look at me. What is he feeding my children? What are they telling my children that my kids won't even look at their mother? No one gives a shit. I mean, no one's offered to help. No one wants to get involved. And so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What am I supposed to do as a mother? If I can't talk to my children and I have no money for a lawyer, what am I supposed to do? It's disgusting how they treat people. Absolutely disgusting how they treat people. I'm paying him child support and I still can't see my children. Every month I pay him child support and I still can't see my kids. I have no rights. And he has all the rights and I have nothing. And the court just wants me to disappear and go away. I'm telling you, if you're an outsider and you weren't born in New Mexico, you're going to be treated like garbage. If your last name isn't Hispanic, you're going to be treated like garbage. If you don't have money for a corrupt lawyer, you're going to be treated like garbage. They had a corrupt lawyer, Edmund Perea, and then they had a corrupt therapist, Jack Scully. All they did was lie in court. I contacted the New Mexican to do a story. They wouldn't do anything. I went down to the roundhouse. They didn't want to do nothing. They said it was an ethical violation. So where am I supposed to turn? Might as well be an alcoholic or a drug addict because I get treated like I'm the same. It's just one side of the story. They don't care about me. I'm a nobody. I'm an inconvenience that wastes the court's time. I'm a nobody. They just treat you like garbage. Like absolute garbage. I don't even know why Caden's mad at me. And then he has all the neighbors poisoned against me. Saying that I have to leave that family alone. I mean, all they did was lie in court, lie under oath. Jack Scully saying that he saw my boys during COVID, and none of them want to see me. But no one's asking my children why they don't want to see me. No one's asking them. They're saying they're too young to testify. So basically one parent can say whatever he wants and make up outrageous allegations and have a corrupt therapist and have a corrupt lawyer. And there's nothing the other parent can do. I just don't understand why parental alienation is not a crime. I don't understand why it's not a crime. Because it is a crime. It's legal, a legal crime. I can't even talk to my own children. I don't even know why they're mad at me. They're obviously mad and I don't know why. Because they won't talk to me. Their minds are so poisoned. You know, and I want to know why they're so mad at me. Why they're so poisoned against me. If I don't know what's going on, how can I fix it? If I don't know what's going on? If I'm not allowed to talk to my children? If I can't talk to them, then somebody else should talk to them and ask them, why do you not want to talk to your mother? What is going on? Why can't you talk to your mom? You know, he's poisoning their minds, and that's child abuse. He's poisoning their minds. And the court, the New Mexico Family Court, allowed it. They did nothing to protect my children. Nothing. And now my kids are so damaged. And I'm told to basically go away and disappear because your kids don't want you. I don't know why they're mad at me. I don't know why they're running away from me. I don't know what he's told them or what his parents have told them and why they're so scared. I have no idea, and I can't fix it if I don't know what's going on. And if they at least talk to me and tell me, you know, this is why I'm not going, this is why I can't talk to you. I mean, where do they get the right, Paul Brian Baca, Samuel Baca, and Ginny Schulte, where do they get the right to tell my children that they're not allowed to talk to their mother? Where did they get that right? Who gave them that right? This is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And you know what's more disgusting is that nobody wants to help me. Like, nobody. They know that there's an injustice going on and just no one wants to get involved. Like, nobody. He's got the neighbors poisoned against me too, saying, leave the family alone. I'm harassing the family. They're my children. They're my kids. I'm trying to protect my children. The court protected my children against the wrong people. I never went to court and lied about him. I never made up stories about Paul Brian Baca that weren't true. I never did that. And look where it got me. It got me nowhere. But they did the opposite. They lied in court. They made up stories that weren't true. They hired a corrupt lawyer. And they got everything. So you don't win in court. You don't win in the New Mexico Family Court if you tell the truth. You only win if you lie through your teeth. And then you have a corrupt lawyer, Edmund Perea, and a corrupt therapist, Jack Schooley. You don't win by being a good mother and by telling the truth. I have fought endlessly for my children, and my kids are so damaged and so brainwashed, they wouldn't even acknowledge me. So they're mad at me, but I don't know why they're mad at me. Obviously, he's been filling their minds with crap about their mother. And I'm supposed to do nothing. I'm supposed to go away and disappear. Because I don't have the funds to get a lawyer and fight. Everything was my word against theirs. How's that right? How's that right? There's no justice in the New Mexico Family Court. No justice. Absolutely none. Because if there was, they would have had a guardian ad litem. They would have had a psychological evaluation for both parties to find out who's telling the truth and who's lying. Instead of just taking one person's word for everything. I mean, I might as well be a drug addict. They don't treat me any different. I can't see my children. I can't talk to my children. And now my kids are running away from me and I don't even know why they're mad at me because I can't talk to them. And nobody else will talk to them. And I'm this horrible mother. I am this horrible mother because I care about my children in the court's eyes. I am this horrible stalker mother because I care about my kids. And you know what? If I left New Mexico and I went away, I would have been told I'm a deadbeat. But when I stay here and I fight for my children, I don't get treated any different. What kind of a family court denies children their mother and takes one side of the story and believes one side of the story? What kind of a family court does that? That's how corrupt the New Mexico family court is. That's how corrupt they are. Just corruption. That's what it's about. It's not about what's right for the children. It's all about corruption. You know, if I had the money and I hired if I did all the dirty that he did, then I wouldn't be in the situation. Being honest gets you nowhere. Being honest and caring about your children and showing emotion gets you nowhere. Because then you're told that you're unstable. If you cry, you're unstable. If you walk away, you're a deadbeat. And if you stay, everyone's wondering, oh, there's a reason why she doesn't see her children. It's like you can't win. Like you can't win. Everybody has an opinion about something. And all the mothers that I knew at the school, do you think any of them stood by me? Absolutely not. Not one of those mothers ever stood by me. Because they all get to wake up in the morning and see their children. So why would they care about me? Is Sean coming to see you in the morning?
Yeah, I got one of those too.
I mean, come on, 24 hours is not enough notice.
That's the law.
It's ridiculous. All I want is my children. All I want is for the court to recognize that I'm a beautiful, loving mother and I care deeply for my children and I'm not a deadbeat and I don't do drugs and I have a job and I mean, what is the reason I can't see my children? If Paul Breinbacher went to court and told the truth, it wouldn't be like this. But because his family decided to lie and deprive me of my children and take my kids away and do everything they can so that he wouldn't have to pay child support, the court went along with it. Because I'm not from here. I'm an outsider. I'm from Ireland. So they think because you're an outsider, you have no value. And they can walk on you and treat you like dirt, which is exactly what they did. Every time I went to court, he got 99% of everything. 99% of everything. He got to choose the visitation. He didn't have to do a psychological evaluation. You know. I mean, everything. Except the car. The only reason he didn't get the car is because it had the interlock. And now it's 8 years later, and I'm still fighting for my children. And I mean, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I've been dealing with this for 8 years. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. Absolutely none. I've been holding on to 8 years. I've been holding on to hope. I've been holding on to justice. I've been holding on to somebody who's going to step forward. You know, if I'm gonna put my story out there, you know, the world is going to see what a horrible situation it is, and people are going to come and they're going to help. None of that ever happened. None of that ever happened. You know, the more you care, you just get treated like garbage. I know that I have value and that I know that I'm a good mother and I know that I care deeply for my children and I'm worried for my boys. I mean, I filed another report with CYFD. You think CYFD is going to do anything? I mean, they've never done anything with the last 5 reports that I've filed. You know? They don't do nothing. Because psychological abuse means nothing to them. You know? And I can't prove physical abuse. I'll see you right here. So I'm supposed to walk away. And I'm supposed to pretend that I don't have children. And make everyone's life easier. You know? Told that I'm harassing the family. I'm trying to protect my children. I am trying to, as a mother, I'm trying to protect my kids. I know this family. I know them better than anybody else. And all those so-called friends of theirs, They don't know those people. They only know their public persona. They weren't there when they went through their nasty divorce, and I stood by him. I should have left when he kicked in the front door of the house. I should have left when he blew in the front door of the house. But no, I stayed because I was a fool. I stayed. And now I don't have my children. I'm paying child support for kids that I can't see. And now my children won't even acknowledge me. They won't even look at me. That's how damaged my boys are. And I don't know what's in their mind or why they won't talk to me. I don't know. Because they won't talk to me, so I don't know what's going on. It's a horrible situation to be in. Absolutely horrible. I mean, I have no more money for a lawyer. They want $5,000 and then another $5,000 for everything else. I don't have it. You get no respect in the New Mexico family court. You get zero respect. If I was born in New Mexico and my father was an ex-police chief, then they'd care more. And my mother was a fake humanitarian. But because I don't have any power here, I don't have any connections, then you just get treated like garbage. Absolute garbage. I mean, I put my story out there. I put it out there, so that people can understand and recognize what's going on. And do you think anybody has stepped forward and said, Geraldine, I want to help you? Do you think anyone has ever done that? No. Not one person's ever done it. No one's ever offered to help. And I don't know how long I've been putting my story out there. I don't know how long I've been spilling my guts about everything. And not one person's ever offered to help me. Ever. Because it's so much easier to play ignorant and to look the other way than to do the right thing. If they know that there's an injustice being done, it's so much easier to look the other way. And probably go, you know what? She deserves it. She deserves it. Don't do it for me. Do it for my children. I'm supposed to forget that I have children because that's going to make everyone's life easier. If I forget I have kids. Nobody gives a shit. No one cares. And I know that there's people out there that can help, that they have the means to help, and they choose not to. I know that. Instead of doing the right thing and saying, you know what, Charlene, I want to help you. People do not want to help. They want to get involved. It's like it's your problem, you deal with it. And then I get people saying, well, why are you putting all your crap out there? What am I supposed to do? Keep it all to myself? And that's going to benefit me? You know what? If you don't want to listen to it, then you don't have to listen to it. If it's a problem for you, then just go somewhere else. And listen to your knitting videos or sewing videos or whatever else you want to listen to. Your baking videos. If my custody and my parental alienation is a problem for you, then go somewhere else. I'm not forcing you to look at it. And it's been 8 years. 8 years. And I'm still on my own, and I'm still fighting all this alone. think I should turn the oven up. Oh, can I? All it takes is one person, just one person to step forward and say, Jolene, I want to help you. I want to do the right thing. The hell? Where did that go? Oh, well, that's in the back of the oven, isn't it? Piece of carrot. And did I starve my children? I never cooked, I never cleaned. I locked my children outside the door. I did all these horrible things to my kids, and now I deserve everything. And my children are just, they're so damaged, like so damaged. There's nothing I can do because I don't have money for a lawyer. And, you know, if I didn't care about my children, why would I put all these videos out here? If I didn't give a shit about my kids. My problem was when I went to court that I just got too emotional, you know, because I'm a mother. And, you know, and instead of being what it is, they were like, oh, she's unstable. Oh, look at her. She's unstable. Who does this to children? Who turns children against their mom? Who does that? I mean, how evil do you have to be to turn children against the mother? How evil. And that's supposed to be healthy for my children in the New Mexico family court? Turning my kids against me? This has been going on 8 years. After 8 years, no justice, no light at the end of the tunnel. No one cares. And what am I supposed to do? I have no more money for a lawyer. I've reached out to so many lawyers. They all want money, money, money. They want $400 an hour. I make probably maybe $300 a week. Maybe. On a good week. And they want $400 an hour. And there's no guarantees. They don't have to guarantee anything. And then they said I'd be lucky if I got break runs. There's no justice. There's absolutely no justice. None whatsoever. I mean, I went over there to try and talk to my children. I went to the school. I was told I wasn't on the list. And they were like, well, you're not on the list. So then I went by the house and I waited for my son to see if I could see him and talk to him and try to get through to him because that's what I thought. And he wouldn't even look at me. He would not even look at me. I mean, I don't know why he won't look at me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why he's so mad at me. And if I knew any of those things, then I'd be able to, you know, talk to him and you know, walk him through whatever is going on, whatever is in his head. And as a mother, I should be able to do that. But no, they won't let me talk to my children. They want to, you know, they want to cut me off from my children, you know, forever. And no one, it's my word against theirs. You know, the court didn't protect my children. You know, because they're millionaires and I'm not from here. The court didn't protect my kids. Stephen Clump didn't protect my children because I didn't hire a corrupt lawyer. He did not protect my kids. Now my children are so damaged. They're beyond damaged. You know, why else would Caden run away from me? I had the most amazing relationship with my son, Caden. The most amazing relationship. You know, he'd hug me and kiss me, and now he won't even look at me. Can you imagine what that feels like as a mother? To know that your own son won't even look at you, and you don't know why he's angry at you. I can't fix what I don't know what's going on. I can't fix it. I don't know why he's angry at me, so how can I fix it? And then you're supposed to take like parenting classes. Whatever. All these things are just a joke. You know who needs to take the parenting classes is Donald Clump, Stephen Clump, and Armin Carrion. Those are the people that need to take the parenting classes, so then they'd know how to deal with custody. Who does this to kids? Who turns children against their mother and gets away with it? I've been fighting, 8 years I've been fighting for my children. And no one, I'm just on my own. I don't have any family. I don't have any rich parents. Both of my parents are dead. You know, I have my own apartment. I have a job. I have a car. I have 2 degrees. And the only reason I'm doing the OnlyFans is because I was bleeding money. You know, with everything I've been paying to lawyers over the years. Everything. You know. And I didn't want to fall behind on the child support. So I didn't feel like I had any choice. Plus, I don't really think there's that much wrong with it. I mean, it's not like it's prostitution. People are always going to have their opinions. Always have. You know, there's plenty of people in the porn industry that have children. I couldn't believe how damaged Caden was yesterday. I could not believe it. I was so shocked at how damaged he was. Never thought in a million years my son would ignore me. Ever. I never thought he'd run away from me. And I tried to talk to him. I wanted to know why he won't talk to me. What's going on? And he wouldn't even look at me. You know? And if he's not going to tell me, can he tell somebody else? So at least I know what's going on. Because if I don't know what's going on, how can I fix it? If I didn't care about them, I wouldn't be doing all this. You know, if I wasn't a loving, caring parent, I would have left. I would have walked away. I would have been gone. And that's what they want. Because that'll make the New Mexico family court, you know, easier. They just want me to go away and disappear and forget that I have children. And I don't know what to do because I don't want to do that to my kids. Because my children don't understand. You know, because I don't know what they're mad at. I don't know why they hate me so much. Because I can't talk to them. And they won't reach out to me. And I've tried for so long to get my children to talk to me. Now they won't talk to me. All the damage is done. They won't even talk to me. I went to court for 6 years. The last time I had to pay his lawyer bills because I was told I was wasting the court's time. I had no proof. But I'm not allowed to talk to my children. I'm not allowed to FaceTime my kids. He can take my children out of the country with his parents, anywhere in the world. And he doesn't have to tell me. And that's justice. I don't know what my kids' school grades are. I don't know what their friends are. I don't know who they're talking to on the internet. I have no rights as a mother. Can you imagine giving birth to 3 children, having no rights as a mom? And being completely on your own. Because no one wants to get involved. 1 trillion people in the world and nobody wants to get involved. Because you're not worth it. You're not worth it, Jordan. You don't have any value. You have no value to give to anybody. Maybe that guy that won the millions, the lottery, maybe he'll reach out to me. What do you think? I just need support. I mean, this is This is like a huge burden to carry on your own. It's a huge. And then for it to go on for as long as they can. I mean, the police officer at the school looked at me like, well, you haven't talked to your children in 8 years. Like it was my choice, right? Like that was my choice. And then he goes, well, we can't have anybody coming to the school. And I go to him, I said, I'm not anybody. I said, I'm a mother. I'm not anybody. If you know Samuel Baca in Albuquerque, in Glenwood Hills, and Ginny Schulte, and Paul Baca in Red Bloom Road, they are not good people. They're not good people. What they're doing is devastating to my children. They're depriving them of a mother. They're lying to the court, having a therapist go on the stand and say he saw my children during COVID. We know for a fact he didn't see my children during COVID. And then he said that my children told him that I locked my sons outside the door in the scorching heat, that I was going to kidnap my kids, and I starved my children. I did all these things. Because apparently while nobody else was seeing anybody during COVID, he was seeing my children. And then he said he was seeing them since 2018. I know for a fact he never saw them in 2018. He never produced any records to show how often he saw my children. He even went and he wrote to the judge to stop the judge to make sure I wasn't able to see my kids. And this is somebody that's a friend of their fathers. John Jack Schooley is a friend of Samuel Baca's. It wasn't a court-appointed therapist. It's a friend of the family. Since when do a friend of a family become a neutral person? So there was no psychologist. There was no neutral therapist. There was no guardian ad litem. Paul Brian Baca got to pick the visitation. And of course he's going to pick the worst one. And he got the house. I got kicked out of the house. I had to live in my car for 2.5 years. And then I was told I had to agree with everything, or else I'd be punished if I didn't agree with everything. And everything was my word against theirs. The more lies they told in court, everything was my word against theirs. Samuel Baca even had the nerve to say that I went to the schoolyard and I was in the schoolyard and the principal had to come out and do whatever. I mean, an absolute lie. These people lied through their teeth, and everything is my word against theirs. Paul Brian Baca blew in the front door of our house in front of our children. And then he went to court and used the pictures that I took as evidence, saying that I broke into the house. Everything is my word against theirs. And my son Caden, I couldn't be more disappointed in you. You know, if you want to be mad at me, you can be mad at me. Just tell me why you're mad at me. Tell me why you're mad at me. How can I fix it if I don't know what's going on? You know, if you run away from me and you don't talk to me, how can I fix it? I don't know why you're mad at me. I don't know why you're running away from me. I don't know what he's told you. A loving father wouldn't do what your father is doing. Grandparents wouldn't do what they're doing. They're a narcissistic family that have no empathy for anybody. And what they're doing is in love. Tearing you apart from your mother, that is not love. What they're doing is damaging you. You're going to grow up and you're going to be all confused, and eventually you're going to say, I wish I had listened to my mother. I wish I had reached out to my mom. My mom truly loves me and my mom truly cares about me, because look how long she fought for me. Look at everything she did for me. I wish I had listened to my mother. I don't know what he's putting in your mind. I'm not a mind reader, Caden. If you want to be mad at me, be mad at me. But tell me why you're mad at me. Connor, you too. Tell me why you're mad at me. Do it for Colin. You know, why do you hate your mother so much? What did I do? If your father had been telling you positive things about me, then, you know, you wouldn't feel the way you do. But obviously he's been poisoning your mind. He's been filling you up with stuff that's not true and filling your hearts with hatred. You're not the happy children that used to be. I remember Caden and Colin and Connor used to laugh all the time. You know, you were so happy. You would never run away from your mother. I can't fix what I don't know what the problem is. If you want to hate me, hate me. But just tell me what's going on. Why do you hate me? What has he told you or your grandparents told you to make you hate your mother so much? Why? It's hard, you know. I was so disgusted, Caden, when you wouldn't even acknowledge me. I was so disgusted. You know, you're so lucky that you have a mother that cares about you so much, that has fought for you for as long as I have, and I never gave up on you. But when you treat me like that, it makes me question everything I've done. You know, I can't fix what I don't know what's wrong. You know, you're obviously mad at me, but I don't know why. And I can't fix it if I don't know what's going on. You know, your father shouldn't be filling your minds with poison. Your grandparents shouldn't be filling your minds with poison. I've done everything I can. But if you don't want to reach out to me and you want nothing to do with me, there's nothing else I can do. You know, you're mad at me, but I don't know why you're mad at me. You just want to believe whatever they're telling you because you trust them? You don't want to believe anything your mom is telling you because I'm such a horrible person. He's brainwashed you, Caden. He's put all these thoughts in your head. You need to wake up and listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I love you and I care about you and I've never lied to you. You know? And you should at least give me the respect of talking to me and telling me what's going on. Running away from me is not the answer, Caden. I can't help you if I don't know what's wrong. Do it for your brother. Do it for Colin. Connor, you too. If you're mad at me, at least tell me why you're mad at me. I don't know what's going on in your head. And I know for a fact your father and your grandparents haven't told you one good thing about me in 8 years. You know that they wouldn't let me go to your communion, Caden and Colin? They wouldn't even let me go to your communion. They've done everything they can to destroy my relationship with you. And now, you know, you're 8 years older and you believe everything they're saying. Because you have to trust them, right? Because you don't see me and you don't talk to me. You couldn't possibly believe that anything your father and your grandparents are telling you is bad. You have to be angry at somebody, so the only person you can be angry at is your mom. Because you don't see your mom and you don't want to talk to your mother because you got all this anger towards me. Because that's all you know, Caden. Caden, I know you're better than this. You hurt me a lot, but I forgive you. You know, I'm angry too. I'm mad too. I wish the New Mexico Family Court had done things differently. You know, but I can't control what they've done. Do you want your mother to go to jail just for wanting a relationship with you? Do you want that? Caden, Connor, and Colin. You know, there's going to be a time and you're going to wish you reached out to your mom. You're going to wish you listened to your mother. I am not your enemy. I am not your enemy. You can ask me anything you want. I'm not going to be mad at you. Ask me anything. Tell me whatever is going on in your head. I'm trying to protect you. You know, what your father and your grandparents are doing, that is not love. That's parental alienation. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to see that. You don't want to acknowledge that. You just want to hear one side of the story because it's so much easier to be mad at your mother. You weren't in court, Kate, and you didn't see everything that they've said and they've done. But, you know, there's going to come a time that I hope that you will see the light and you'll see, you know, I should talk to my mother. I should ask my mom. Shutting me out, Caden, is not the answer. Shutting me out. You know how many boys out there would love a mother that cares about them and is willing to fight for them? Just because that family has so much more money than I do. Like millions of dollars. So just because they have that money. And they give you the newest iPhone, the newest electronics, and whatever you want. No curfews, and they don't monitor anything. That does not make them loving people. I hope, Caden and Connor and Colin, that you come to your senses. I hope that you see everything that I'm telling you is true, that I'd never lie to you. I never make you believe things that are not true, and I would never poison your mind against your father and your grandparents. They have hurt me a lot, and they've hurt you too, because you know why? They put you in the middle of this. I would never put you in the middle. If your father had so much hatred for me and didn't want to be with me, then that's fine. But to use my children to hurt me and to turn my kids against me, that's the lowest that any parent can do. That's the most evil thing any parent can do. And I know you don't see it right now, Caden, Connor, and Colin. One day you will see it. One day you'll look back and you'll say, I wish I had listened to my mom. I wish I had believed my mother. I wish I hadn't turned my back on my mom. I love you. I hope you do the right thing. Being scared is not the answer, Caden. If you're mad at me, tell me why you're mad at me. I don't mind if you're mad at me. But at least holding on to all that anger is not helping you. You know? You get better by talking about whatever is on your mind. I always want to be here to listen to you. And I'm never going to be mad at you, Caden. I'll always love you and your brothers, and I'll always be your mother. And I'll do whatever I can to protect you, even if you don't see it right now. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking not be able to talk to my children. To know that my kids hate me so much, and I don't know why they hate me. It's heartbreaking. To know that I don't have any support. You know, everything is my word against theirs, and no one's ever going to stand up for what is right. Caden, you'll never have another mother that cares about you as much as your mom does. And you too, Connor and Colin. Never have another mother. And I know right now your hearts are full of hatred. And you want to be mad at me, and you want to be angry at me, and you want to hate me so much, and that's okay. You can be all those things. But at least tell me and talk to me. I can't fix something if I don't know what's wrong. I can't fix it. I love you.